Let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this first technical session on emerging international perspectives on adult education and lifelong learning. We are fortunate indeed to have with us three very eminent speakers. The fourth speaker is not able to make it today, so we have three speakers. What is the purpose and what is the focus of this session? Let me explain very briefly. What we expect from this first technical session is to, first of all, have an overview of contemporary developments in adult and lifelong education. We also expect to have a global perspective on adult and lifelong education. And in this process, we certainly look forward to learning from successful innovation models in adult education and lifelong learning. And we have three speakers, three eminent panelists here. Since we have started about 15 minutes late, we'll try to finish it in 1 hour and 30 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes if possible. So each one of the speakers is going to have about 18 minutes. 18 minutes is the upper bound, upper limit, so to say. And after the three speakers make their presentation, we will have about half an hour for a plenary discussion at large. So we'll open the floor for discussion after the three eminent panelists make their presentation. The three panelists that we have, first one is Professor H.S. Bhola, who is Professor Emeritus, Indiana University, United States, which incidentally also happens to be my own alma mater. He is going to speak on essentiality of a policy framework for promoting literacy, adult education, and lifelong education. Professor H.S. Bhola is Professor Emeritus at Indiana University, where he specializes in policy studies in adult education. Prior to this, Professor Bhola has worked in the UNESCO-sponsored Experimental World Literacy Program in Tanzania and in various other countries in Southern Africa. He has a passionate commitment to adult education, and he believes that literacy is both a matter of right and a necessity in today's world. This passion of Professor Bhola has manifested itself in his extensive and widely read writings, a number of which have been contracted by UNESCO. The second speaker, the second eminent panelist that we have is Professor Arne Carlson. He is Carlson. He is the director of UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning at Hamburg, Germany. He has pursued a double career both in adult education and at the university. He has been an adult educator, interestingly, in prison education, education for political refugees, education for unemployed, and general education for adults. He is an honorary doctor and honorary professor at a number of universities. The third eminent panelist that we have is Mr. Abhimanyu Singh, who is the director and representative of UNESCO office in Beijing, China. And he is going to speak on adult education beyond basic literacy. Mr. Abhimanyu Singh is the director of the UNESCO office at Beijing and UNESCO representative to the People's Republic of China, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Japan, Mongolia, and the Republic of Korea. As a member of the Indian Administrative Service, the premier civil service, as we all know, of our country, he has held key leadership positions at various levels, various national levels, as well as with the provincial governments during the long span of his career from 1974 to 2000. Mr. Singh is also author of several published works in the area of education, including on primary education and education development. So we are going to have an intellectual treat with these three eminent speakers, and they will make their presentations in the same order than in which I have introduced them. First will be Professor H.S. Bhola, who is going to make a presentation on essentiality of a policy framework for promoting literacy, adult education, and lifelong education. Professor H.S. Bhola.